All right, it is 12:30, so I guess that we'll be starting. My name is Julia Porter, and I'm the admissions career program specialist for our veterinary technician students. I'm so happy that you joined us today. As I did say, we are being recorded, and as we go through all of the information today, feel free to put questions in the chat if you have any, and we will definitely get those covered before we leave the meeting today. What we're doing here today is just giving an overview of our veterinary technician program. We have had some really exciting changes, and we're just so happy to tell you about them here today. And there's nobody better to do that than our program director for this program, Carley. So she is going to be going over all of our details, the course content, student expectations. You'll probably feel like you've already started the program by the time she's finished here today. So again, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Carley.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Julia, and welcome. We are excited to have you here. As Julia said, I'm going to go over the information about the program and answer any questions that you may have. As Julia mentioned, just go ahead and type those into the chat box and we will answer them at the end when we're finished. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, let's go over some basic program details. The Veterinary Technician program is a 20-month-long program that consists of 8 10-week-long terms. At 2 points during the program, at terms 5 and 8, students will secure a clinical site of their choosing in order to perform the various essential skills that are required in order to graduate. We have what we call an asynchronous course delivery. So let's talk a little bit about what that means. Courses are delivered asynchronously through an online format without live instruction. What that means is learners are able to log in at their convenience to our Canvas learning management software and have access to the course material 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to complete assignments, review lecture material, review notes, and do everything that you need to do in order to complete the course successfully. We do have availability with our instructors. We meet at least twice a week with live Zoom sessions where you can ask questions of your instructors or have a live discussion about something, a topic that you're struggling with or something along those lines. And those synchronous sessions are recorded so that any student that's unable to make the live session can watch the recording later so that they're not missing out on any of that information. Our course content is designed to give students the fundamental foundational knowledge that we'll need in order to become a successful entry-level veterinary technician. The goal of the program is to give the student both the required skills and knowledge necessary to pass the VTNE, which is our certified licensing exam, become certified, and then be a successful veterinary technician. Students work through the courses to gain knowledge, working knowledge of various species anatomy, disease processes, procedures, medications, surgeries, and so much more. The courses are designed to provide students with the knowledge necessary, as I mentioned, to pass that VTNE exam and join the workforce. Some of the courses, although not all of the courses, some of the courses that you as a student will experience in the program include anatomy and physiology, medical math, chemistry, animal husbandry and breeds, nutrition, animal nursing, large animal nursing, anesthesia, and surgery. I mentioned at the beginning that you experienced 2 clinical experiences during the program. So again, those are during 5th and 8th terms in the program. And during those times, students will participate in a clinical experience at a veterinary hospital of their choosing. The clinical experience is designed to give students the opportunity to perform the skills that they've learned about in their courses. Students of YTI's hybrid veterinary technician program are required to secure a clinical site within their local area to complete the essential skills that are required to graduate. Each clinical site that's chosen by a student must meet a few minimum requirements for safety and quality. Some of these criteria include the availability of specific pieces of equipment required so that students can complete the essential skills that they need. The availability of a credentialed veterinary technician who has also graduated from an AVMA accredited school, or a licensed veterinarian who is willing to oversee and evaluate the students' performance of their essential skills. There also must be some documented evidence of established safety protocols within the veterinary hospital the students choose. Students will be required to spend a minimum of 30 hours per week at their clinical site, and those weekly hours must be documented and submitted for verification. That 30-hour time frame is established so that students have enough time to work hands-on and complete the essential skills that they need to during those terms. The competency completion evaluation of the skills during the 2 clinical experiences is where the students will be working with dogs, cats, rabbits, rats, horses, goats, cows, and even birds. You name it, you may experience it. And completion of those essential skills is, again, they're all required to graduate. Once a student's site has been approved, the student can move forward and begin their clinical experience. Students will be required to submit video evidence of the essential skills that they perform during their clinical experiences. Those videos will be evaluated by a YTI staff member to ensure completeness and accuracy of completion of the skills. Some of the required skills include, but are not limited to, small animal restraint and handling, nail trimming, hematology and urinalysis evaluation, fecal analysis, performance of various diagnostic imaging skills, venipuncture, catheter placement, medication administration, surgical assisting, lab animal restraint and procedures, and large animal procedures. The large animal component of the competency completion, students do have the option to attend a 4-day large animal lab at one of our off-site partners located around the area of York, Pennsylvania. These labs will occur 4 times a year, and students will be required to travel to York, Pennsylvania and arrange for transportation to and from each of these off-site partners. But during these lab options, students will have the availability to work alongside a veterinary technician from the YTI program, one of our instructors, and complete the essential skills needed in the large animal section. So let's talk a little bit about some advantages of this hybrid program format. It does allow an immense flexibility of your personal and work schedules. So you're able to log in and do your online learning at a time that's convenient for you. So that's helpful if you have a lot of stuff going on, that you can kind of juggle those things simultaneously while also still attending school. There is some amount of self-paced control of the content learning. We do have deadlines, and every assignment is assigned a specific due date. Our instructors do a really great job of helping students to stay on track and making sure that they're not missing assignment due dates. But for the most part, once you've been given those due dates, those weekly due dates, it's up to the learner, the student, to kind of organize their schedule and make sure that they're completing the things that they need to by the due dates. It does allow for an opportunity to learn some new and likely future virtual essential communication for workplace environments moving forward. So that's a really great technical skill that you will be very good at once you've graduated from this program. It allows you to design a personal workspace that works for you and maximize your learning style. So some place that you can kind of tailor to your own personal needs and what works best for you versus, sitting in a classroom that may or may not maximize your personal learning style. Another really great advantage is that students that are already working in the field are able to use their current place of employment as their clinical sites, as long as those places meet the minimum criteria. That's a really big advantage, that if you are already working in a veterinary clinic as an assistant and you are going through this program, you can go through this program while keeping your job and working. And then when it comes time to do your clinical experiences, if your site or if your veterinary hospital is willing to allow you to do that and they meet all of those minimum criteria, you can continue to work there while also completing your essential skills during your clinical experiences. We do have some criteria that students need to meet throughout the program, and we'll first talk about grades. In order to pass the class, you must receive a 60% or higher in the course. And overall, you must maintain a 2.0 GPA in order to graduate from the program. I mentioned earlier that we have instructors for every single course that help walk you through all of the assignments. We have the recorded lectures of the instructors giving you the information that you need to know. But if you are struggling in a class, please ask for help early. Our instructors are there to help you. We always encourage students to reach out because we have one-on-one tutoring sessions or group tutoring sessions that we can accommodate if everyone's schedules match up. We also have a student services department that does an excellent job of supporting students with maintaining a schedule, and they also offer some study tips and tools as well. So we're here to help our students. We want to see them be successful and especially be good veterinary technicians, because that's our goal here with this program. So I just like to emphasize that we do have some grade criteria. There are some standards when it comes to the classes and passing and graduating, but I think we do a really nice job at helping our students get there because we do offer quite a bit of support and guidance throughout the program. I would just like to briefly mention some information on criminal history or felony convictions. This is something that can potentially pop up, and I like to make sure everyone's aware of it just in case it pertains to them. So once you've graduated from this program and taken the VTNE and passed, you will need to apply for a license in your state. So each state has certain licensing criteria. And one of those criteria is usually, most often, a criminal history check or a background check. Some states do have stipulations that prevent people who have a felony conviction from issuing you a license. So if you are a person who is interested in this program and you're concerned that something like this may apply to you, I would encourage you to reach out to either our admissions department or myself so we can help guide you through that process. But just like I said, I just like to give everyone a heads up that this is something that could potentially pop up during the licensing portion of your career. So once you've graduated, taken the national licensing exam, to apply for state licensure, a background check is likely required. I've been mentioning the VTNE a couple of times here, so let's talk real quick about what that is. So students who have graduated from the Veterinary Technician program at YTI are eligible to take the VTNE. And the VTNE is a nationally recognized exam which permits students to then apply for their state's veterinary technician license. The VTNE is a 3-hour-long computer-based exam, which consists of 170 multiple choice questions. Those questions cover a total of 9 domains or specialties areas, which include pharmacy and pharmacology, surgical nursing, dentistry, laboratory procedures, animal care, nursing, diagnostic imaging, anesthesia and analgesia, emergency medicine and critical care, and pain management analgesia. Now, you might see or notice right off the bat, some of those words that I just said or some of those domains that I just mentioned sound an awful lot like some of the classes that I mentioned on a previous slide. And that's because we do very closely stay in line with what the requirements are, what the expectations are of students taking the VTNE, so that our curriculum very closely mirrors that data and that information, meaning that when you graduate from the program, you will have a good foundational knowledge that you'll need in order to pass this exam. Licensing. So as I mentioned, students can apply for their veterinary technician license in their state. Most states have a licensing body that regulates professional licenses. Some states, however, only have an organization for certified veterinary technicians. However, regardless of what your state-specific licensing procedures and organizations are, graduation from an AVMA accredited school, such as ours, and passing a passing score on the VTNE are requirements. So by graduating from YTI's veterinary technician program and then applying and passing the VTNE, you've met 2 of those requirements. So career opportunities. You're already here, I hope, because you seem interested in the profession of being a veterinary technician or working in the veterinary field. So let's talk a little bit about all of the opportunities that are out there for people who are graduates of the program and a certified technician. I will say these are only a few of the very many opportunities that graduates would have as options for careers. So you can work in a small animal general practice. And if you have a pet, a dog, a cat, a bird, or whatever, this is the type of practice that you will take them to for their regular vaccine appointments or checkups. That's what a small animal general practice is. Then you have emergency practices where self-explanatory, but they deal with emergency appointments. So really sick animals or injured animals go to generally an emergency practice. Specialty practices, those are things that are, or hospitals that are specific to different disease processes. So for example, there will be specialty practices that concentrate on cardiology or animals' hearts. There will be specialty practices that focus and concentrate on oncology or patients who are being treated for cancer, ophthalmology, eyes, dermatology, skin, any organ system or body system that you can think of that has a specific group of problems, you're going to see a specialty for it. So those opportunities are out there to work in just those specialized fields. Large animal practice. And believe it or not, the government has actually quite a few jobs for veterinary technicians, caring for the animals that work in the field with them, and also helping with regulatory things. Research labs, the pharmaceutical industry, and zoos. Zoos actually hire and employ certified veterinary technicians as their animal handlers. So additional career moves or advancement opportunities available to students or graduates of a veterinary technician program. You could end up becoming a practice manager, a veterinary technician specialist. You could be a teacher like me, clinical pathology, or behavior specialties. And again, these are just a few of the career advancement opportunities available for graduates and certified technicians. So that concludes the presentation. I'm going to go ahead and take any questions that you might have at this point.
So we had one question asking if the exam was required for certain jobs. And I'm not sure if you were talking about the VTNE. Is that the exam that you were talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the VTNE is required to become a certified veterinary technician or a licensed veterinary technician. So if that is the end goal of your career, if your aim is to graduate from this program and then become a licensed or certified veterinary technician, then yes, the VTNE is a requirement. And certain jobs, meaning pretty much any of the jobs that I listed in the previous slides, they are jobs that a certified veterinary technician can hold. So pretty much anything I listed previously, yes, would have a requirement of that VTNE licensing exam. Good question. Thank you. You're welcome.
So we have someone who would like to go into an exotic vet field. Is this program going to be helpful?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the classes, I'm sorry, actually two of the classes that you would have within this program are specifically geared towards lab animal and exotic animals. They're not mentioned on the slide, I apologize. But yes, so we do have two classes specifically designed to educate our learners about those various species. And yeah, anybody who graduates as a certified veterinary or graduates and becomes a certified veterinary technician can absolutely work in an exotic animal field. I actually have a very good friend of mine, fellow veterinary technician, who works only with exotics. So she's seeing things like snakes and lizards and birds, flying squirrels, all kinds of really cool animals. But yes, absolutely, this program would help you get into that field.
Awesome. Is there a course or lesson specifically for farm animals like horses, chicken, and livestock? Is the next question here.
Yes, there is. There's a specific large animal course where you learn all kinds of information on, we have, let's see, cows, or a section on cows, horses, goats, other ruminants, chickens, alpacas. I think I'm mixing something. So yeah, you have a course where you learn all of the information that you would need to know for those specific animals, things like nutritional requirements, specific disease processes, surgery. And then we have, as I mentioned, the large animal skills, where you can attend the labs that are taking place at the York campus, York, Pennsylvania campus, to actually perform those skills. So you would go to the farms with some of our instructors, and you would do things like learn how to draw blood on a cow, a horse, give them injections, practice taking x-rays, restraint of those types of animals. So yes, there is a course and an associated lab designed to get you information on those types of animals. Another great question.
Yeah, these are really great questions. I don't see any more in the chat, but we can wait just a few moments. Oh, gosh, there are actually a lot. So if I graduate high school early, is there a way I can still enroll into this program to go next year? So I'll field that one. Yes, if you graduate for high school early, the requirement to come to this program is that you are a high school graduate. And all of our students are taking 2 entrance exams to come into this program. One of them is called Wonderlic, which is a very basic academic information on that. The other one is the TEAS assessment. That's test of essential academic skills. That one's a little bit tougher. Both of them are at no charge and taken from your home. All of our applications for this program for the year of 2022 are available now. So you can go into the enrollment portal and you can access them. So you can actually access out as far as October of 2022 if you would like to apply for that start date. Of course, our closest start date is going to be January 10th, so just into the new year. And that's exciting, new year, new start. But if you are not graduated from high school by that point, of course, you would need to go farther out than that. Hope that answered your question. And I think actually that may be it. As I'm looking, I don't see any others. So these were all fantastic questions. We have been recording this. And if you would like a copy of this, we'll be able to get that out to you. We just had another question is there an upper age limit for this program? So I will let Carley field that, but I don't believe so.
Yeah, no, there's not an upper age limit. Absolutely not. So if you want to do this as a career, you can start at any point. It's really up to you and what you want to do. But moving forward, if that's something that you're interested in, then no, there's no upper age limit.
And just so that you know, we have had folks come through this program and successfully graduate who have actually retired from their first career and pursued this because it was something that they loved. So and that they were passionate about. So we have had I guess atypical students, not with a little life experience like me.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's thank you for saying that. I actually have a student, I was in the labs last evening. One of my students is retiring January 5th, she said, after 31 years in her job. So she is retiring. And then she's going to be graduating from this program and starting her new career. 31 years.
Exciting though, exciting to follow your passions.
Yeah.
So just got a question. What is the college life like? Are we on campus? No, that's one of the exciting changes for this program for us, is that this program has moved to a fully online distance learning hybrid format. So all of your classes are going to be handled online. And as Carley mentioned earlier, you're going to have access to that classwork 24/7, very convenient. You can log on each day when you're able to log on each day, and then you'll actually get to have a full term of that clinical experience in term 5 and then again in term 8. So your clinical experience will be kind of uninterrupted, more with more continuity, I guess I would say, because that will be the entire term for your term 5 and then again your term 8. So you won't be on our campus. This will be, you'll be working at a veterinary site that you choose, an approved site, and doing your classwork online.
Yeah, another great question. I also wanted to just add, so to your point about what is the college life like? So yes, we are online for all of the didactic or lecture portions of these courses. However, you are going to start the program with a group of students that is also starting at the same time. You're all enrolled in the same classes, and we encourage students, and in fact, it happens quite naturally, usually, that they form little small study groups or even large study groups where they communicate with one another on a regular basis, either via email or chat. A lot of students will share their Snapchats or whatever so that they can share messages. And then we do have something that we're developing for starts in January is a veterinary technician club where students can join and meet up with one another, being kind of proctored or guided by the instructors to have conversations about veterinary medicine. Changes, interesting things that you've seen or heard or want to know more about. So kind of like a club where you can get to know your classmates and then also share your knowledge or interests in veterinary medicine.
Great. Thank you, Carley. Do students have the possibility to advance in courses faster than others?
No, the answer is no, Xander. So students will work through the course content on their own, meaning, it's Monday morning, this is week 6, our topics for the week are X, Y, and Z. By next week or by Sunday, the following week, you'll need to have completed these assignments, reviewed this lecture, read this chapter in the book, etc. But every single week, everybody's kind of moving along at the same pace. So once you've completed that objective, whether you complete it right away on Monday or you don't complete it until that Saturday, you're not given a new objective until the following Monday, which is, in my opinion, kind of a nice blend of the, work at your own pace but also there are some deadlines and due dates and things that you're going to have to work within. So that'll help keep you on track, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice. I mean, you may not take as long to complete an assignment as your classmate. However, you'll all be advancing together. So I love that club. I actually wasn't aware of that, where you can actually get together with your classmates virtually, I'm assuming, and kind of share thoughts and ideas and processes there. There is no, we had another question about on-campus learning. There is no on-campus learning. We are moving to the online format for this program. So there is no one coming into campus for classes. You certainly, though, are able to, as Carly mentioned earlier, access your instructors if you need help with anything. They are so available and so willing to help. And when you meet these folks, even meeting them virtually, you are going to be able to feel how passionate they are about their profession. It just kind of leaps right through the screen, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. We do love what we do. Veterinary professionals are a certain breed of human beings, and that's a good. I say that in a good way. We are passionate about what we do. We're passionate about animals, helping animals, and we also have a lot of experience amongst our team. You will hear some crazy, cool, amazing stories from some of our staff of the things they've seen and heard and experienced. So, yes, the team is very talented, very excited. And also just real quick, while we're not having, in-person learning or, on the campus learning, I do still feel like our recorded lectures are almost as good as that. So what you're experiencing, you sit down at your desk for the day or for the afternoon to get started on your work. You will access an actual recorded lecture with a PowerPoint that is going to be, you press play and your instructor's there, they're speaking to you, they're telling you the content, you're viewing the visual slides. It's almost as if you were in the classroom. The only difference is that you're not, able to physically reach out and touch your instructor at that moment. But you could virtually reach out and touch them by sending them a message if you had a question. So it's not quite the same, but it's pretty close.
With the added convenience of, you set your own schedule. So if you have, a wonky work schedule where maybe your hours are 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can do your work in the morning. You can do your work in the evening when you come home. And you can access on Saturdays and Sundays as well. That's not required, but you can do that. That's up to you. So it does provide the added convenience of that, rather than, I have to be at school from 9 to, whatever every day. So it helps a lot of our folks out. So these have been amazing questions. Thank you so much for them. Are there anybody else have any they'd like to throw in there? All right. Well, thank you again so much for joining us. If you have not already started the process of applying for this program, we do have students going through the process for our January 10th class. There is plenty of time for you to get through that process. And you just want to go, if you haven't already, to yti.edu, click on programs and choose veterinary technician. You're going to choose medical and then veterinary technician. You'll be able to go right from there to click apply or request more information. When you do that, I will give you a call. You can really take yourself through the process, but I'm here to help you every step of the way. So again, thank you for joining us. We're excited about this program. We hope that you are too. And we hope you have a great day. Do you have any final words, Carly?
Yeah, no, other than just, again, thank you. And I very much look forward to hopefully seeing some of you soon.
Yes, me too, virtually.
Virtually, yes.
Yes. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have
Thank
a great
you.
day.
Bye. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you, Carly.